Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Today I'm going to answer a question that one of my students asked me in an email. How many English words do I need to know before I start speaking English? Let's talk about it. My first question is, how do you know how many words you know in English? Do you keep a list of them? Do you count how many words are in your vocabulary? This question is kind of difficult to answer because it's almost impossible to know how many words you know. But my answer is, no matter how many words you know, there's no magic number. There's no magic number of words that you need to know in order to start speaking English. Just start. But today I want to give you some advice to help you feel comfortable getting started speaking English, especially if you feel like you are a beginner or you are a very low English speaker. I want to tell you a success story from my Japanese student, Toro. Let me tell you about him. When I first met Toro, he had never spoken English with a native speaker before. He said that our Skype lesson was his first time speaking with a native speaker. I felt very privileged to be able to be the first native speaker to talk with him because I hoped that I could give him a positive first experience so that he wouldn't feel nervous or frustrated. So before the lesson, I sent him a basic video, a basic English video from YouTube talking about morning routines. First, I drink some coffee, then I read the newspaper, something like this that is very basic with some normal vocabulary words that we could use to talk about his morning routine during our lesson. And then we talked about his morning routine. What do you do first? Then what do you do? Then what do you do? And over time, over the lesson, he felt more comfortable using some of those words that he learned right there. And if there was a word he didn't know what to say, he didn't know how to say in English, he looked it up on an online dictionary. The internet is your friend when you're learning English. It's okay if you need to look up something in the dictionary. Especially if you are a very low beginner, you're going to need to look up some words in the dictionary. If you are an intermediate speaker, I recommend trying to explain the word so that your teacher, whoever you're talking with, can understand better. So for example, if you don't know the word monkey, for example, you could say, oh, that animal, it lives in the trees, it makes a sound like ooh, 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 and maybe the person you're talking with can say, oh, monkey. And that way you can use English to describe what you're talking about. But if you are a low beginner, maybe you'll need to look up some words in an online dictionary, in a physical dictionary. Don't feel bad. It's okay. Now it's been about 3 months since the first time that I talked with Toro, and we talked maybe 1, 2, sometimes 3 times per week. We had 30-minute conversations together where he could use as much English as possible. We based it around basic topics so that he could grow his vocabulary and feel more and more comfortable. And you know what? For the last few lessons that we've had together, it has been completely unstructured, free talking time. He has just spoken and tried to explain anything that he possibly could with energy and passion, and you could see that he was growing confident in his English ability because his vocabulary was growing. But he didn't wait until his vocabulary was a certain level before he started speaking. He grew his vocabulary while he was practicing speaking. So, there's no excuse. You can start speaking in 24 hours on Skype with me, or you can open your door and speak with your neighbor in English. Try to find someone who you can speak with. Don't wait to start speaking. Don't wait until your vocabulary is a certain level. Just try to say anything you can and have a patient, calm conversation if you feel nervous or frustrated. Just start speaking. So now it's your turn. In the comments below, I will have a question for you. When was the first time you spoke English with a native English speaker? I'm curious to hear what you all have to say. Maybe some of you spoke English with a native speaker when you were very young. Maybe some of you have never spoken with a native speaker. I'm curious, so leave a comment below and I'll see you there. Talk to you later. Goodbye.